FIA's delayed decision has serious repercussions for Red Bull. Red Bull has received negative press and criticism from Mercedes for perhaps going over the budget limit in 2021. The repercussions of a breach would be severe, but the FIA postponed Wednesday's contact compliance certificate issuance. Lewis Hamilton has made even more significant demand than the other teams, which calls for the FIA to punish any potential cheating as severely as possible. Welcome back everyone. In today's video we will be talking about the repercussions for Red Bull due to FIA's delayed decision. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Let's begin. According to rumours that surfaced over the Singapore Grand Prix weekend, the $145 million cost cap for 2021 may have been met by the two teams, Red Bull and Aston Martin. The F1 paddock eagerly anticipated news from the organisation that oversees the series. Following a thorough audit, the FIA was prepared to award compliance certificates to teams below the $145 million cap on Wednesday. The certifications, however, won't be made available until next week. According to a statement the FIA posted late on Wednesday afternoon, the FIA notified the review of one team's 2021 financial filings will now not be completed on October 5th, and that certifications of compliance with the financial requirements will not be released as a result. According to the statement, reviewing financial filings is a drawn-out and complicated ongoing process and will be finished so that certificates can be released on Monday, October 10th. No one disputes how complex and drawn out the procedure is, but the FIA set the deadline for themselves. It's incredibly unprofessional and embarrassing for the company that they have postponed the announcement by a week amid the rumour storm. They have repeatedly demonstrated this season that they find it challenging to keep up with the weekly operations of the sport, and there is rarely a race weekend where they manage to steer clear of another scandal. After Monza finished with a safety car in place of Singapore's start was postponed because the FIA didn't want to use wet tyres. The team were already furious. Mattia Binotto has been called upon to resign all season for the errors his team made. Shouldn't we also be urging Mohammed bin Salem to be held accountable for his team's errors? The FIA added these words to its statement from Wednesday. No additional information will be given. The FIA will reiterate until it's finalised. The FIA further reiterates that any claims that the FIA employees have revealed sensitive material and likewise unfounded, the statement continued. The FIA has made a crucial point here. The Red Bull squad is at the centre of a media fire that Mercedes and Ferrari started earlier that week. The repercussions, if this is true, will be severe. We haven't seen any proof of these accusations yet, and until the FIA provides the cost cap compliance certificates, there likely won't be any until Lewis Hamilton makes his demand if they did break the cap. According to F1's financial standards, there are two types of offences: a minor breach and a material breach. The amount that separates the two is 5% of the cap, or $725 million in the previous year. If any team is determined to have violated the rules of the prior season, the violation is probably not serious. According to a leaked document that one English tabloid claimed they had seen, Aston Martin had committed a worse infringement. As a result, Aston Martin would lose 100 points in 2022 and 2023, in addition to receiving an additional penalty and less wind tunnel time. Even though the publication is notorious for publishing some rather dubious claims, we checked into that and could not locate any proof of the document that had been leaked. So either he doesn't believe the stats or takes them with a grain of salt. Your decision is that. Lewis Hamilton has entered the discussion somewhat aggressively since these rumours first surfaced. He questions Red Bull's 2021 enhancements and thinks that if Mercedes had matched them last season, the championship result might have been different. Despite the suspicions, Hamilton did as good as accusing Red Bull of exceeding the budget cap by acknowledging that he had been considering the matter all season long. The 7-time world champion feels that the FIA must support them in making the proper choice and to be transparent in their decision making. The development of vehicles for 2022 started last year, so the Mercedes team wouldn't run out of money to spend if they didn't make any changes. They decided to use it in this season's W13, not the W12. For me, to wolf with this harsh criticism is the sore loser who's not yet digested the fact that he lost the 2021 World Championships. RAF Schumacher told Sky Germany, "I think that's a shame. What is clear, however, is that the cost cap must be adhered to. If that wasn't the case, then of course there must be a penalty." He added the basic structure had been shaken. The FIA has to investigate itself because it's must and cannot happen that something slips out. What is happening here only damages Formula 1, and only the world's governing body can be to blame. The most crucial aspect of this tale is Schumacher's assertion regarding the FIA. The FIA is mismanaging its job as the sports regulating body once again, harming the sport's reputation until we see any evidence showing that someone broke the cap. We've discussed the prospect of a split of Formula 1 away from the FIA several times, and if they keep messing up, the momentum behind that will only increase. Johnny Herbert of Sky Sports claimed that while he could see why Hamilton said what he said, it wasn't appropriate for him to make those remarks. I completely understand what his thinking may be, but we're not accountants. We don't really know the whole issue that has really gone on, so we need to wait and see exactly what it is. With all of this going on, you would expect some strong words from the Red Bull team refuting the claims, and their top men have had plenty to say on the matter. Christian Horner, the team principal of Red Bull, asserts that he is 100% certain his organisation did not exceed Formula 1's financial cap in 2021. Horner said, "We fully support the submission and are below the cap." He declared that the remarks made by his competitors were unacceptable and highly defamatory, and he vowed to take additional action. According to the facts, he claimed it was a personal filing to the FIA. Thus, how on earth could any team be aware of every aspect of our submission? How can a team tell if another team is in violation or not? Even if we are in breach, we don't know it. We won't know till the end of next week when the procedure has been finished. People in glass homes shouldn't cast stones when such charges are made, and we indeed take offence and seriously any statements made. Helmut Marko will have something much more critical to say if Christian Horner is making forceful statements. The sport of Formula 1 was excelling at advancing past the 2021 season finale. The controversy surrounding the race had the potential to bring the sports to its knees. The penalties must be as harsh as possible if a club is proven to have violated the cost cap and it had impact on the championship outcome, as Hamilton argues. If these allegations are false, Mercedes must be held accountable for the harm they caused the Red Bull's reputation, and more crucially the harm they caused Formula 1's reputation by making the allegations. Do you believe Red Bull exceeded the cap? And do you believe it's appropriate for Mercedes to criticise Red Bull without any evidence to support their claims? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. We'll be back soon with another informative video. Don't forget to like and share, and we'll see you all soon.